Hello again. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Let me see. Let me make sure my things turn down here. So, I decided to come on and do a little bit of creating with you. Do you ever get those times when you have something in your head, or you've done something and you just kind of want to share it, and if I don't share it, it's going to stick in my mind forever. So I thought that I would come on and do a little bit of prim crafting. So when I lived in Maine, which I love Maine, I lived there for 10 years and I wish I was still there, but I'm here now in Florida. But I was introduced to Prim, and I was always kind of country, but not Prim. And Prim kind of grew on me. So depending on my mood, I'm more French country, and I'm a little rustic. I am not like hardcore Prim, but I am a little rustic. Um, so sometimes I do like to do some. Um, what are they called? I haven't used them in a long time, but are they bowl sitters or something like that? Like I like to do things with. I like to sew. I like to hand sew, and so anyway. So I thought I'd come on and um, do a little bit of creating with you. So if you're here, just you could go ahead and say hi to me if you'd like. If not, that's okay too. I'm going to be using a Sweet and Sassy stamp today um, that I have in the Creative Faith Cafe store. So if it's something that you're interested in, you can go ahead and look that up. But it already has some coffee stain prints or stamps on here already that you can make it a little bit easier to stain your cards or your tags or whatever. So what I did was I grabbed, I think it's a number 9 or 10. It's a 3.5 by 7.25, something like that. Tag. I bought mine from Amazon. You can buy them in bulk if you want. And what I started out with was I originally was going to do a legit coffee dyeing, but I was like, that's too much work. So I'm going to use some watercolors, and I'm going to grab just a really nice, big, fun paintbrush that's going to hold a lot of water. And I'm just using a simple watercolor palette here, nothing fancy. And I'm going to grab some. So I'm going to start with the lightest color that I want to use first. And I think I'm just going to grab some of this. And I am going to start with just kind of wetting down my tag. You can gesso it, and if you gesso it, it will help to, I don't remember because I didn't do this for a while. If you gesso the tag, it'll help for the water not to seep into the tag as much. It might do it a little bit, but not as much, but it gives it a prime coating. And I wanted them to kind of look rustic, so I'm not too worried. But if you can see here, it is pitting a little bit. So if that's something you don't want, you might want to gesso, but I think it kind of adds to it. So I'm just making sure that I really want to make my paint really nice and wet here. And I'm just going to randomly go around using the lightest color And then I'm going to take the next color up that I want to use. And I'm just basically mimicking a tea dye going around. You can just kind of let it drip in different areas. Now the thing is it's fun to do, and not when you don't worry about what's happening. You can't like I'm gonna place this like right here. I want that to stay there. No, you kind of want it just to kind of do its own thing. That's the fun thing with watercolors. It'll just do its own thing, and that's what you want. I kind of like scribble a little bit. So in between, it might be a good idea, like in between like colors, to go ahead and to dry it up a bit. I'm going to dry this up a little bit. And so this is what I'm kind of showing you. I should probably leave that. Oh, I don't have enough room. Dry it up a little bit just so that you don't want your tag to rip. And you're just gonna fill it up to the way you want it. I'm gonna go with a little bit of this reddish color too. And like I said, I just want it to do its own thing. I'm just gonna add a little bit of this, and then I'm gonna go to the darker color. So this is something that you can do when you just want to experiment, or you want to just have some fun and not think. You could do a whole bunch at one time, or you can, do one at a time. Sometimes it's fun when you have the supplies out just to do it all. And like I said, let it kind of do its own thing. So one of the things I like about fall is I love the smells of, like, I didn't realize how much I like clover. So now you see I'm just kind of letting it drip down a bit. So I like clover and cinnamon. You can probably even use pumpkin spice too. And what I did on this card was which we're going to do is I use textured paste. And this is actually cinnamon and cloves on here. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I did that. I'm going to just add a whole bunch to the side and let it drip. I'm sure you guys have seen this before. This is a very common technique to use. And it's fun. It kind of, like the way that it's beating up, it kind of looks leathery too. So the more water you add, the more it's gonna drip around. And then again, like I said, you can go ahead and dry it up. I sometimes do both sides. Hi, Angela. Thank you very much. Yeah. It's funny because my body naturally goes to fall colors in the fall. Like, I don't know. I'm from up north, and I naturally just want to use those colors. All right. I'm going to let this set aside a little bit, I think. Well, actually, no. I'm going to go ahead and heat it up. All right. So like I was saying, let's see where they are. So I don't know about you, but my desk is always a mess. So I have this little, I don't know, what is it called? It's from Queen and Company. It's like a little tray. Just heat it up. And I'm going to grab some ground cloves and some cinnamon. And I'm also going to grab some textured paste. And you can buy that anywhere on Amazon or whatever. I'm going to, got water on. Dry this up. Because what we're going to do is we're going to add the texture paste. So you're going to grab a palette knife. I have a plastic one here. I'm going to grab a little bit of my cinnamon, and it's going to smell so awesome in your studio. A little bit of cinnamon. And some cloves. Yeah, I really didn't know. I mean, I love gingerbread, so that kind of makes sense. But like I said, I love things to smell like this in the fall. And I thought, you know, why not add it to a tag? And depending on how much you use, whether it's going to smell really, you know, it might just be a hint of it, but I just thought it would be fun to use. So I'm just going to mix it up a little bit, and I'm going to grab my textured paste. And I am going to grab a stencil. I chose to do circles. You can use whatever you want. I'm going to stick with my circles. I'm going to stick with stencils. And what I like to do with stencils is I don't like to use so much the outside. I like to use the inside and kind of just randomly put it on there. Textured paste, if you have not used it, is a lot of fun. You can do a lot of things with it. You can also color it with your acrylic paint or your, I think you can do it with ink pads too. You got to be careful though, because like right there, I forgot that I had cinnamon on there, and I don't really want to put that back into, let me grab this here. I don't want to put that back into the container because it'll contaminate it, you know, more or less. So I have my textured paste on there, and then I am just going to sprinkle the cinnamon. Be generous. The cinnamon and cloves around. And I'm going to pour it back into here. So much fun. So now, not only does it look cool, it really smells really good. It smells really good. And you'll want to go ahead and let that dry up some. If you want to, after it dries, if you want to lightly go over it with a brush to get some of the extras off, you can. So let's dry that up just a little bit, and then I'll switch over. So it didn't take a lot of the textured paste. So textured paste really can go a long way. And you see that my tag is curling. So if you go on the opposite side, I think that might be part of the reason why I go on the opposite side, is so that there's not so much of a curl. But that's natural. That happens because of the fibers in the paper. So that's just something that happens. So, I love it. I love it. All right. So this is a nice, quick, and easy type of tag that you can do. Now, if you don't have the number 9, I believe it is, or you don't have the size tag, you can do it on any type of size tag you want. You do want to try to remember, let me put this over here, to wipe off your stencil from the textured paste, because that can mess it up. So I'm just taking a wipe and just going over it quickly. Okay. Let me put that over there. And then I am going to put this aside. And I am going to grab, all right, now you can do it 2 ways. So here I did a stencil that I had from Tim Holtz, which is just a little crisscross stencil. I have another one here. I don't know where this one, I think might be a Sweet and Sassy one. I'm not sure. I might actually add that one. I'm not sure on that. But again, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the stamp set here because it already has, like I said, the little coffee stain. So I'm going to grab my acrylic block and I'm going to grab like a really deep espresso type color. Just a really deep blackish, brownish. So this one I did with black, but I'm going to use this one. I'm going to take, let's take this one and this one. All right, I'll do one at a time. So when you're first using your acrylic stamps, you want to go ahead and like rub them on your skin or use a rubber eraser just to kind of get off the newness of the stamp. Oops. And then you just go pat, pat, pat. And actually, I can go ahead and add to this one my little coffee stain. And you can go half over there. And I'm going to add this. Go kind of right on top of it. Do the same there. And let's do the splatter. The splatter. So these stamps are really good for background, for Bible journaling, for just traveler's notebooks, any type of journaling, and or mixed media, and you just want to add a little bit of something to the background, but you're afraid to draw it or something like that. These are really great to do it. These are great background stamps. I like the versatility of it because you have like the little cutesy hearts or whatever, but yet you have the artistic part of it, which is the splatter and stuff like that. And we can also do another color if we really wanted to. Hey Dana, how you doing? It's nice to see you. I hope you're keeping busy. I haven't seen you in forever. Not even at Paula's. I gotta get over there more often. So yeah. Oh, you know what? Let's grab the oval one. Let's see what that looks like. So what kind of crafting have you been up to? So this stamp is from Sweet and Sassy Stamps, and I have them available for sale on the creativefaithcafe.com website. So if you're interested in going to check that out, and if you actually, well, yeah, I have a couple in stock. And I'm going to go ahead. These are really fun to use. And don't forget, you can do first and second generation too, meaning that, you know, you stamp once and then you can go somewhere else and stamp again without stamping back onto your pad. So, yeah, if you go to Creative Faith Cafe, I should probably, let me put it in here real quick. Let me see if I remember. Gosh, I haven't. Is this the chat? Type some. Actually, you know what? I don't even think they're on there yet. I just remembered I don't think they're on there yet. But if you want them and private message me, I can give you the link to that. Okay. Okay, so then what I did was at a separate time, I painted some sunflowers. It was just a piece of wood that I bought, a sunflower, and I painted them up, and I thought that they would look really cool on here. And this is the one that I did. So I went and I used a like a gingham type print. I'm gonna grab my. So I don't know about you guys, but I keep a stash. Or plaid. Is that plaid? I keep a stash of papers that are like for my mixed media. I might use that one. And, you know, just a whole bunch of different things. Actually, it might even be cool to have. I'm going to grab those two out. So just because I'm doing Prim does not mean I have to keep it all that color. I can make it a different color. So let's do two different ones. I'm going to go, I think with this one, let's do this because I have two sunflowers just sitting here. And I love to rip. Now, I don't know if you knew this, but it does matter how you rip. So if you don't want this tag, you'll this extra piece of the whiteness here, you'll on the piece that you want, you'll rip towards you. And I'm left-handed, so I think that matters. I don't remember for sure, but I think it does. And of course, it's just too clean looking. So I'm going to try to find, let's see. I thought I left it here. No matter how fancy we keep our I always have, are you kidding me? Oh. All right, I'm just gonna, I always have that ink pad here. Now I can't find it. Where'd it go? Never fails. Whenever you go live. Oh, there it is, all the way back there. Distress oxide. Yeah, there's both of them. All right. So I like to use the vintage photo a lot. I use it quite a bit, quite often. And I'm going to just go ahead and grab an applicator, just a makeup applicator. And I'm just going to dirty it up a little because it's just way too clean for me. So I focus on the edges and then I bring it in to the middle and just kind of let it do its thing. You can also crinkle it if you want it to. So this is a staple in my crafting. I do like the vintage photo a lot, distressed ink. And like I said, you can make it wrinkly if you want. Oh yes. And I'm going to use some art glitter glue. I'm going to use this one, I think. Nope, this one. And I like, instead of using a glue stick, I like to use art glitter glue. I like to use wet glue. So I have my cinnamon on there, my cinnamon and my cloves on there. And then I have a little piece of paper on there just to kind of grunge it up a little bit more. And then I have some stuff around on my desk. Let's see. I'm going to place this on, I think, next. So this is one of the sunflowers that I painted. I do have these that I have to add to the website too, because those are for sale. I'm going to use, I'm smelling my cinnamon. So I use this stamp. And then I have a little zigzag, well, no, what is it called? Rickrack. Rickrack. So I'm going to add some rickrack to that. Rickrack. Now, to prim this up a little too, I'm going to go ahead and take my vintage photo and I'm just going to add it to this. So if you're watching and you want me to see your comments and who you are, then you're going to have to go ahead and accept from the from Be Live that it's okay for me to see your name. Otherwise, it just protects your name. Otherwise, I'm trying to watch on Facebook over here to see if anyone's commenting. But hello to everyone that's hanging out with me. We're doing a fun Prim Tag. You can go back and watch the replay if you'd like, so you can see what we're doing. But my love is definitely mixed media and painting, and I do like hand sewing. So those and like paper crafting. I do like making albums and stuff. So you'll see a lot of that in what I do. And I designed this tag about a couple weeks ago, and I just thought it would be nice to come on and show you guys how I did it, because it's very simple, but yet I think it's really cute. You know, a simple technique just by, you know, using some watercolor, the Sweet and Sassy stamp set, and some texture paste with cinnamon. I'm also going to grab, let's see if I have my tool. You know, it would make sense for everything. I bought these, I bought this set of Tiffany, totally Tiffany containers to keep in front of me so that everything would be organized on my desk. But still, I'm going to heavy up the edges a little bit more. I might even, yeah, I was like, I might even do the espresso, but I think this will be good. And I'm just going over. Now you can go any way you want. A lot of people go in circles. I'm just going to go. I can even put some on the edge of the, oh, that looks cool. The edge of my sunflower to give it another dimension. So not only do you have the grunge type look, you have the smell of the cinnamon and the clove on there. One of my new things that I've gotten into, because I was taking a class and they use this a lot. This is a graphite pen, and it's called a Stabilo. Oh my goodness. It's a charcoal pencil that you can just kind of grunge up the edges and just add a little dimension of its own. You can rub it in, you can use a little bit of water to it, but the Stabilo pencil is a lot of fun, and you can just kind of go over it and rub it. So that's a new thing too that I've been starting to use a lot. Let's see, so we got that. I did grab some buttons. Let's see, where are my buttons? Actually, I also have this. I'm going to add that to the bottom too. So this tag, you can do a standalone tag and just have it as a decoration, maybe on your, what are those things called? The cake stand thing that they do. You can add it to that. You can add it to your junk journal. You can add it to your Bible. You can add a Bible verse maybe to it and give it to a friend. Adding a little bit more to that. All right. Let me put that there. I'm going to grab. So one of the things that I like to do, I haven't done in a long time, but I'll go to Goodwill and I'll go. And you know how they have the sale, like deeply discounted items, or even garage sale or whatever. And I like to take buttons off of shirts. You figure if you're paying just a couple bucks for the shirt, it can cost that much money at a regular craft store or more to buy buttons, right? So, you know, vintage type buttons or something like that are a lot of fun to look for. So I like to go to the vintage, I'm going to put this up here, I think, vintage stores and look for stuff. Okay. Joey, I'm live. All right. And then, sorry, my son came in. Let's see. So what else? And then I've added a material bow here. I don't know that I have, let's see. I have this sitting over here. And I guess I could grunge it up a little. Oh, wait, I have this one. So let's open this one up. Dollar store finds are fun to use. That, you know what? I think I am going to grab. No, I'm going to use this. I was going to grab a piece of fabric, but I think I'm just going to use this. And make, I think, or do I want to use it up top? I mean, you can do just the regular crisscross here if you don't like making bows. I think this is just too formal. I don't know that I'm going to like that on there. So I am going to grab some fabric. And the other thing you can do is when you go and buy that shirt and get buttons off of, you can, you know, keep some of that to go ahead and use for your fabric crap, you know, for mixed media fabric stuff. So I'm going to grab, this is some homespun that I had from up in Maine, actually, and I'm just going to grab a piece of it. I like to rip a lot. I'm going to go ahead and rip it. Oops. Where's my... I'm live, Marie. I'm live right now. I'll be done in a few minutes. I'll talk to you when I'm done. So I just ripped it up a little bit, and I'm just going to make a little bow. So cute. Cut clip. I need something there, but I'll have to look maybe later. Maybe put that there. So just to show you, and then you can add if you want a little bit of a trim there or whatever. But that's my tag. And here's another one I didn't finish yet, so I'll go ahead and finish that up. But just to show you, so you can do stencil, you can do the stamp set here. I'll post it. It's $14.95, and yeah, you can purchase those from me from the website that I Creative Faith Cafe. Oh, I didn't finish putting it in. Creative. I think I didn't finish putting it in because I forgot to. I forgot to add it to the cart. So if you give me a few seconds, I will add it to the cart on the website. So there we go. CreativeFaithCafe.com. Okay. And thank you for hanging out. Is that Miss? Who is that over there? Giving me the hearts. Whoever it is, thank you. Appreciate that. All right. I'm going to go, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you for hanging out with me. We'll see you later. Bye.